So, one of the things I come across often as a coach, and when I'm talking to people who have expressed interest in becoming a coach, is that they're not totally sure where they're going to find the time. And what's so crazy cool about that actually is I know exactly what that feels like. When I first started as a coach, to be honest with you, I didn't really have a clue what I was doing. I didn't know how I was going to make it work. And I'm actually pretty surprised that I became a coach. But there was something that I did know that it worked because not only was I a product of the workout programs, I was a success story, right? I saw what other people were able to do with their coaching business. I was watching, I was able to see that. I just realized, like, okay, if other people can do this, so can I, even if I don't have a clue what I'm doing. And the real trick for me was not so much whether I was going to make it work, but how. At the time, all I really knew was that I wanted to get my Shakeology on a discount because I saw what it was doing for me, but I was broke as a joke. I literally, there was no way that I was going to be able to afford Shakeology on a regular basis any other way. I was that broke. So coaching kind of had to work for me. I had a full time job. I was teaching fitness classes at night, and I was studying to become a personal trainer at the time so that I could train clients in the morning. And here I was trying to find a way to squeeze coaching into the equation. Well, let me tell you, coaching was actually the easiest thing to squeeze into my life compared to the other things I was really passionate about, which was teaching and training. So, what I decided to do was at my full time job, I got about 30 minutes for lunch. And it would fluctuate from day to day, whether it was, earlier in the day or midday, or sometimes I would have to take it later in the day. But I spent at least 15 to 20 minutes of that 30 minutes devoted to checking in with my business because the majority of what I was doing as a coach was completely virtual. And the great thing about my life at the time was when I was commuting, I had time on the train or the bus or in my car. Now, yes, I can't be on my phone while I'm driving, but I could be on my phone, depending on the train station, on the train. And I definitely could be listening to some personal development when I was in my car. Now, personal development doesn't sound like a business building activity, really, but the truth is, it's actually huge in my business. It helps me to be a better person. When I spend time on making myself better, I am better equipped to help other people as they start their fitness and nutrition journey. So, why not, right? Why not listen to an audio? Why not listen to a call that was recorded? So that was when I spent my time working on myself. And then, of course, I would do my workouts every day. That's really how I was able to get my business going. And I was able to fit it in the tiny little pockets of my day that sort of sat around my work hours. Even with that system in place, I didn't really take my business seriously until probably about 2 years in. And it wasn't until I decided that I was going to make the most of my time and really make this worth my while and really put my all into it that I started to see the rewards, the biggest rewards from it. And there are several. The first is I saw more change in my health and physical appearance and physical fitness. I was able to actually accomplish more with my body because I was super committed. The other was I saw how many people's lives were changed, whether they were a coach on my team or whether they were one of my challengers that I was working with and supporting in their program. And I'm going to just say it, the financial rewards that came along with that drastically changed. So in that concentrated time that I had popped around different times of the day, around my full-time job and my hobby jobs, I was able to turn that into a full-time income. It takes time. It took me nearly 2 years. But in the meantime, I was getting to know a lot of people who have positively impacted my life. I've seen changes in my own well being. You can't put a price on that. And it was worth that 2 years of work and focus and a little bit of time in my commute in the morning and that time during lunch and that time during my commute home and then a couple of hours before bed. It changed my life. So the fact that now I can do this full time and it's made a way for the other things that I'm passionate about, like I don't have to worry about squeezing in teaching classes because I can choose when I teach my classes now. I can choose when I work my business. If I want to spend a morning on a Friday at the hair salon and then spend the afternoon serving my customers, I can do that. I can travel on the weekends as a master trainer and teach people how to teach the Beachbody Live programs and serve in that way. That kind of freedom wouldn't have been possible if I wasn't a coach full time now. And it started with just finding a little bit of time in my day that I could focus on the important business activities. And I had to be faithful and I had to have belief that it was possible. And that's why surrounding myself with the people who believed in me was huge. My coaches on Team Rockstars, they know just how much I believe in them, their potential, and their ability to change lives. And that's why they go for it. It's always a joy to be able to share exactly what my story was and what that looks like. So I'm always happy to answer questions and make sure that you can better understand exactly what it was like for me to go from someone who had a full-time job and then 2 part-time jobs and trying to make this coaching thing work. You know, I'm totally an open book about that. And of course, what's really cool is I can help. I know what it's like. So I can help too. And I think that that's really what helped me is that there were other coaches that I could lean on for advice and help and tools to help me get organized, find the time necessary, and really go for it. So if you want some help getting started as a coach and finding the time to really make it work for you, I want to help you.